And he said that there was just something magical, you know, about her, and something that it was magnetic for him. And he had to still, though, get nudged, because I guess he was a reserved guy. But he went over and asked her to dance, and then he told me that they danced until they stopped the music that night. They literally just danced the whole night. Fast forward 55 years later, they had 55 amazing years together, and I mean, it's marriage. It wasn't perfect, you know, and they had their seasons, like we all do. And my mama, she had some health issues in the latter years of her life, and so she had multiple strokes, one of which ultimately ended to be the thing that took her life. But an earlier stroke, we remember she not being able to really even speak, and he would say something to her, and you could just see her smile as he answered for her. Like, they just knew each other, you know, and it was just this beautiful thing to watch him be there for her through times that were that difficult. Then at the end of her life, she had another stroke and was unfortunately deemed just unconscious. And so they, you know, told the family, like, okay, we're gonna let you come in here. We want to prepare you for what this is gonna be like. She's a vegetable, and just, you know, we want you to be able to say your goodbyes. And my dad describes Papaw as like getting over Mama and just like telling her how much he loved her. And they told me the story, I wasn't there, but that these big gaping tears just ran down her face, and everyone just like in the room looked at each other, and then she passed away. And I imagine that moment, you know, you kind of make it up in your head, what was that, you know? And obviously his profession of love, but, you know, that was the moment for me of them exchanging. They're like, I love you this much, and I know that you're going to be in a better place. You're going to be in a peaceful place, and sort of that, sorry. I don't know. I can occasionally tell this story without crying, but it was just such an amazing story for me to witness as a kid, and I'm really grateful. But anyway, so when my mama passed away, my grandfather gave me this portrait of her that apparently when they were dating, he had to leave and go back out at sea, and so she brought him a portrait of her to take with him, and on it says, handwritten, "To the sweetest boy I've ever known, love, Faye." And he gifted that to me after she passed away. And for me, like, that was the line that was the moment that, like, the song started in my head, because I just literally thought how complicated I was making love in my life at the time. And I was just like, man, my mama, she just found the sweetest boy. And just, that was the beginning of their relationship. It was like, you are the sweetest boy I've ever known. And so I tell that part of the story because that's the first line of the song, and I want you to know kind of where that came from. But the song is sort of written as a letter from my mama's perspective back to my grandfather Wally. And it's called Dear Wally. Take about 10 seconds real quick.
Take your time. Anybody got a shot of tequila?